Lord of Misrule, released in 2024, is a cinematic blend of horror and drama with undertones of psychological thriller. Directed by William Brent Bell, known for works like The Boy and Brahms, The Boy 2, the film dives deep into English folklore, pushing the boundaries between faith, tradition, and madness. This analysis will thoroughly explore its plot, aesthetic construction, performances, and cultural impact. The first impression, Lord of Misrule, leaves stems from its atmosphere. Set in a secluded rural village shrouded in secrets and ancient rites, the location acts as an additional character, emphasizing the isolation and vulnerability coursing through the narrative. From the outset, we follow Rebecca, portrayed by Tuppence Middleton, a tormented mother searching for her missing daughter. While the primary storyline revolves around her quest, it is enriched with layers of suspense and symbolism. The title, referencing the traditional figure from England's pagan festivals, where societal order was temporarily overturned, serves as more than just a plot hint. It symbolizes moral and psychological upheaval, echoing throughout the narrative. This suggests the film's thematic richness, loaded with metaphors and critiques of contemporary society. The film's structure is both linear and fragmented, combining sequences of mounting tension with introspective chaos. The script, penned by Tom DeVille, effectively weaves a web of mysteries that captivates the audience. However, its complexity occasionally disrupts the story's flow. This primarily arises from its ambitious attempt to merge folk horror with deeply human struggles, like grief and guilt. While this choice is bold, it isn't always perfectly balanced. The narrative's strength lies in its twists, which, though predictable at times, manage to maintain engagement. A prime example is the revelation of the village's true intentions, which extend far beyond simple ancestral practices. As the film unfolds, the Lord of Misrule evolves from being a mere symbol to representing a primal force that mirrors humanity's deepest fears and beliefs. Another compelling theme is the conflict between modernity and tradition. Rebecca, an outsider to the village, embodies the rationality of modern life, but is swiftly confronted by a world dominated by myth and irrationality. This clash becomes central to the story, prompting the audience to question their own beliefs and prejudices. William Brent Bell's direction is one of the standout features of Lord of Misrule. He uses the camera not merely as a storytelling tool, but as a means to immerse the audience in tension and psychological terror. Close-ups, often lingering on the characters' faces, capture anguish and fear with almost claustrophobic intensity. Conversely, wide shots of the village and its surroundings underscore the setting's isolation and oppression. The film's color palette is predominantly dark, with earthy tones and grays mirroring the omnipresent melancholy and threat. However, during ritual scenes, there's a burst of vibrant colors, symbolizing transgression and chaos associated with the Lord of Misrule. These visual shifts are highly effective in breaking monotony and creating a surreal, unsettling atmosphere. The soundtrack also deserves praise. With its mix of orchestral elements and diegetic sounds, it amplifies discomfort and tension. In many scenes, silence is masterfully employed, letting ambient sounds and subtle noises take center stage. This not only enhances immersion, but also reinforces the film's psychological edge. The performances in Lord of Misrule are mostly consistent and captivating. Tuppence Middleton delivers an emotionally charged portrayal of Rebecca, balancing vulnerability with determination. Her evolution throughout the film, from a desperate mother to someone confronting unspeakable horrors, is convincing and gripping. Middleton's nuanced performance enables the audience to deeply connect with her journey. Ralph Ineson, famed for roles in films like The Witch, is another highlight, portraying one of the village's leaders. His commanding presence and deep voice imbue the character with an unsettling authority, as though he's always on the brink of revealing something disturbing. The chemistry between the lead actors is solid, though some secondary characters are unfortunately underutilized. Character development is a point of criticism. While Rebecca is thoroughly explored, many villagers lack clear motivations and depth. This weakens the impact of certain scenes, as some conflicts feel forced or poorly justified. Nevertheless, this shortcoming is partially offset by the overarching mystery surrounding the village, which keeps the audience intrigued until the end. One of the most compelling aspects of Lord of Misrule is the depiction of the village's rituals. These events transcend simple traditions or celebrations. They function as a narrative device to delve into themes of social cohesion, sacrifice, and power. The rituals are visually and emotionally impactful, with meticulous attention to detail in costumes, chants, and staging. These rituals carry profound symbolic weight, representing humanity's need to find meaning amid chaos. They reflect an attempt to control the uncontrollable, be it destiny, nature, or mortality itself. Simultaneously, the film suggests that such acts can be exploited as tools of manipulation and authority, particularly by charismatic figures like the one portrayed by Ralph Ineson. This duality invites viewers to question their own perceptions of tradition and rituals. Are these practices beneficial or harmful? And who truly benefits from them? These questions linger beyond the film, lending its themes universal and timeless relevance. The psychological horror element is at the core of Lord of Misrule, making it a deeply unsettling experience. Instead of relying on cheap scares or exaggerated visuals, the film builds its tension through atmosphere, relationships, and the unknown. Rebecca, as the protagonist, is constantly challenged by her inability to fully grasp the events around her. This sense of powerlessness and confusion is shared by the audience, who are kept in the dark about the villagers' true intentions until the final moments. This creates an overarching sense of paranoia and uncertainty. Sound design plays a pivotal role in enhancing this psychological aspect. Distant whispers, muffled footsteps, and ritualistic chants create a sense of an invisible presence lurking nearby. These auditory elements ensure that even quiet scenes are fraught with tension, keeping the audience on edge. Additionally, the film explores the fear of losing control, whether over oneself, a situation, or reality itself. Rebecca is confronted with circumstances that defy logic and rationality, forcing her to question her sanity. This focus on internal horror is a hallmark of the genre and is executed masterfully here. Lord of Misrule owes much to earlier works in the folk horror genre. Classics like The Wicker Man and Midsommar clearly paved the way for narratives blending horror with deep cultural explorations. While Midsommar takes a visually vibrant and almost operatic approach, Lord of Misrule adopts a darker, more introspective tone. Culturally, the film reflects growing concerns about the role of traditions in a rapidly changing world. In an era when many societies grapple with debates over cultural identity and modernization, Lord of Misrule feels particularly relevant. It poses questions about whether such traditions should be preserved or abandoned, leaving the answers deliberately ambiguous. While its critical reception has been mixed, the film's ambition and its ability to provoke discussion solidify its place in contemporary horror cinema. Its appeal may not be universal, but it resonates deeply with audiences who appreciate narratives that challenge conventional logic and embrace mystery. Although Lord of Misrule has many strengths, it's not without its flaws. The biggest critique lies in its uneven pacing. Some sections feel overly slow, while others bombard the viewer with too much information in too little time. This inconsistency can hinder full engagement, especially for those unfamiliar with folk horror. The depth of the themes sometimes clashes with the narrative, balancing an emotional story with social commentary and horror elements leads to moments where the film seems unsure of its direction. Yet these shortcomings are countered by the film's ambition and strong central performances. Emotionally, the film succeeds. It creates a constant sense of tension that keeps viewers on edge. The final scenes are particularly impactful, leaving a lasting impression even as certain questions remain unanswered. While this ambiguity might frustrate some, it aligns with the genre's tradition of open-ended storytelling. Ultimately, Lord of Misrule is a film worth watching and discussing. Its exploration of complex themes and its unique aesthetic approach make it a significant addition to contemporary horror cinema. For those ready to delve into a world of psychological horror and dark folklore, this film offers a memorable experience. And that wraps up this deep dive into Lord of Misrule, a film that challenges, intrigues, and leaves its mark long after the credits roll. Whether you're a fan of folk horror, psychological thrillers, or just love exploring films that keep you thinking, this one is a must-watch for your list. What did you think about the movie? Were you captivated by its atmosphere, or did the ambiguity leave you wanting more answers? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more recaps and analyses, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thank you for tuning into Minute Recaps, where we break down your favorite films one detail at a time. Until next time, stay curious, stay critical, and we'll see you in the next video.